As a little girl, I was traumatized by stories of how my grandfather horrifically abused my grandmother and her 8 children, oftentimes beating them in the nude until they bled, even forcing his 3-year-old son to eat a dead rat. My mother was one of those little girls, and when she met and married my father, shortly after the nuptials, my father soon turned into her father, beating her more viciously than my grandfather had. I recall the story of my mother when she lay in a Philadelphia hospital bed with stitches from the top of her chest down to her navel and given a death prognosis, told to kiss her babies goodbye because of all the beatings that my father had given her. I was just 16 years old the first time my eye was blackened and my lips split. My abuser even kicked me in my 8th-month pregnant belly and spit on me, endangering my life and the life of our unborn child. I was the 3rd generation of women in my family to be a victim, and 22 years later, my daughter became the 4th, when her boyfriend not only tried to kill her once, but twice. And not only did he try to kill her twice, but he would strangle her while their baby girl named Promise now lay on the bed beside her. It will be Promise's screams that will save my daughter's life and would inspire me to found Saving Promise, the first of its kind national domestic violence awareness brand to make domestic violence a national priority in the same way as breast cancer awareness. Domestic violence is one of the most serious family and social issues of our time. With more than 3 women murdered every day, 3 out of 4 who personally know someone who is a victim, and the cost of billions of dollars on our economy, domestic violence is a public health pandemic. Of the 3 issues that predominantly affect women, heart disease, breast cancer, and domestic violence is the only issue that has not been made a national priority. There's been some tremendous work done in domestic violence awareness. So many people, organizations, and communities on the front line every day, but we still got a long way to go. If we are ever going to address domestic violence, we must break the silence. We must save another little promise. Our vision is to bring about that change, to empower women and men, give them the tools to live a safe and healthy lifestyle, teach our children, our youth, the difference between healthy and unhealthy relationships. And we also want to help those that abuse. They too need our help. And build coalitions to get our families, our communities involved, from faith-based institutions, colleges and universities, even our schools. We want to offer a greater level of research to get us ahead of the problem, to be more proactive than reactive. If we are ever going to bring about real change, we must change the culture, get people thinking differently about this issue, raise a greater level of awareness. Saving Promise will lead the domestic violence movement and bring about real change. But we need your help. Promise is now 3 years old, and before she was born, I recall my daughter stressing about her name. We had discussed it for days. And now I understand what her name means. I understand her story. I understand our story. You know, I don't think my grandfather understood the legacy he would leave on our family. And to this day, I still don't understand. But what I do know is that we can change that legacy in my family and the countless families around the world. And I ask you to join us in that effort. Together, we can be the promise for change.